Hello everyone, it's Amy and welcome back for another Journaling on a Budget memory lane. So today I'm late, I know that. We're going to work in the lap book part of our journal. So this is what it looks like now with our pressing board in there, or writing board. So I think that looks really nice. And we've got our center writing spot, and then we've got our board. And we're going to work on our lap book side. So I pulled out a few papers that are going to be in the coloring that I think I want this page to be. So these pages I think I'm going to kind of do in the rusty brown tones for these pages. And then here we've got the turquoise and blue. So that's what I'll do this page in. And then we have the back page, which is in the oranges, so I will do this one kind of to match. So for the ones here in the center, so we've got, this one here, I thought that these ones I would kind of do in the green-blue type coloring. So we're going to do this page today. And so what we're going to do, this is something that I used to do in some baby books that I used to make. But it was, you wind up using a brad to hold in. You put a brad here to hold that one where it is. And then you take the next page and you put a brad here so that it will come down like this. And then you take the next page that was on there and you put a brad down here so that it will open up like this. Okay, and then you could put, like your baby pictures and stuff on there. But I didn't make them to come out. And so I got to thinking about it, and I thought, well, because this is a journal, you can put pictures in it, you can put writing in it. And I used to think that, okay, so it was hooked up here. You could always open it out and then flip the book over, and it would be laying on your table where you could write on it. But this book has got so much going on with it, it would be hard to do it that way. So I'm going to try and make it so that it actually comes out of the journal so that you can flip it over and write on it. So hopefully that'll work. I kind of thought about how I'm going to do it, but I have not tried it, so it either works or it doesn't. We'll figure that out. But I did cut, this was a 6x6 piece of paper, and I went ahead and I just cut off like the top and the side to make it a 4. I think I wound up making it 4.5. Grab the ruler. Yep, it's 4.5 by 4.5. Okay, so, and the reason I did that was because it's obviously going to hang from the point, and so I needed it to fit within the sides of my journal. I made it 5 by 5. That was too big. I did a 4 by 4. That really felt so small. So the 4.5 by 4.5 wound up being just a little bit shy of the fold here and a little bit shy of the edge here. So that is what fit. So that's the size that I cut, the 3 that I chose to put in here. So I just chose these out of a pad of paper that I had. I think I do still have it here. It was called Eastern Enchantment Paper Pictures. And I have no idea. I believe that I got that at the craft outlet. So, it's probably, I want to say, like older. And then, but all of these came out of there. So, and I thought that these looked nice together. And so I am going to go ahead and I'm going to attach the very first one. I wanted this one on top. And then I liked this one next to it. And this one in the back. So this is the one that I'm going to attach right to my booklet. So that's going to be attached with a brad, but I'm going to try and attach the brad to a paper clip instead of right to the book. So this is what we're going to try and see if we can do it actually first. So let's see here. So this is going to be here, and I want to attach this to a paper clip. And so I'm going to choose my little brad. I'm going to use little tiny brads. And so I think that those are little stars. I think I'm just going to go with some little tiny, I've got some that are kind of a copper color. That one's black, and these are silver. I think I like the copper if I have. I think these are bigger. I want the tiny, yeah, those are bigger. I want the really tiny ones because there's going to be 3 of them in here. And so, you know, it also has to do with, there, so we've got 3 little, 1, 2, 3, yeah. And do I actually need to put a brad at the top? Well, we'll take out 3 just to, we'll think about that. All right, so if I put this one on a paper clip, we won't need it to actually rotate in the book because we'll take it out of the book. So actually, I think we just need to attach a paper clip to this one. And then we will put the brads. Yeah, I think so. All right, so let's grab our paper clip. I just pulled out a nice little pretty green paper clip here. And so we're going to attach this right here to our, and I'm going to, let me see, I think I'm going to let it stick up just a little bit, like that. Then maybe put some lace or something on the top, or maybe even attach a dangle if I think I want it, but I'm not sure. But I'm going to do that so that the point of my booklet, when it comes down, is still inside the book instead of outside of the book. So I'm going to put it a bit down from the top, and I could make it a hidden paper clip by, let's see what color I think I want to put on there. I really do like this one. Yeah, I think so. So I just need to make this as big as my paper clip. I don't have a corner rounder, so I'm going to have to round the corners myself. Okay, so that's going to be as big as that. And then we're going to have to put a piece of paper inside. Here's my scissors. And I can actually just cut this. I'm going to I just folded that in half so I could figure out what half was on here. I'm just going to cut this one in half, like that. Okay, so we will take a folded piece of paper and put it on the inside of our paper clip. This is how you do a hidden paper clip. So we're going to do that like that. And then I'm not going to round the corners yet. We'll do it when we put the 2 together. That way, you've got something to slide over, and you can attach this to your paper clip like this. Because if you just put this on the paper clip, what are you going to glue it to cover up the paper clip? You have to have a place to glue it, and you can't glue it together to itself because then you can't use the paper clip. So that's why you have to have a piece of paper to glue this to. So that's why you have that inside piece. Because I always used to think, oh, I can just put it on there and then glue it together. Yeah, that didn't work because once it's glued together, you can't get to the paper clip. So you still won't be able to get to the paper clip once you glue this together, but being that you have this inside, this now becomes your paper clip. This is what slides over your paper. So we're just going to take our glue, make sure that you put it between the paper clip and on the edges. But you want it in that middle part so that it glues that center down so the paper clip cannot pull out. So we'll just take this and put it on here like this. There we go, and give it a good press. Let's go ahead and press it along that inside. And I press it hard enough so that I can kind of see the paper clip there, because I like the looks of that. You can cover it up and everything, you know, but I want to know that it's pressed down really well, but I also like the looks of the paper clip underneath the paper. And I didn't need a pretty green paper clip because it's being covered up. I wasn't thinking about that, but got it in there now, so that's the one that we will use. And get this side pressed down really well also. And then I like to round the corners of these because it's easier. I think it's easier to get it over top of the edge of your paper if that's rounded. It's kind of like, to me, it seems like the corners want to kind of like catch or something. And if it's rounded, it just goes on easier. So you're going to wind up putting it together like that. And because this is the short side, so you can see that one too, we're gonna cut it on the long side so that we know that we've got some paper left. So I'm going to come out here and probably leave about 1/8 of an inch and just come down here. And so now the paper clip, I'm going to leave the long side to go on the other side and put the short side to go on this side. So this is going to fit like this. And I don't like the looks of this corner right here, so I'm gonna fix that before I start gluing everything together. Because here you're not gonna see it, but on the other side you may. Unless we cover it up, you will. There, I like the looks of that. Okay, so this is gonna go on here like this. And this is going to attach to it right there. Just want to straighten that up. This is going to attach to it here. And of course it has to be where it has to be in the middle, or this will stick out either this way or that way. All right, so we're going to attach that one there. I'm glad I chose that color too to put on there because it blends in with that really nicely. So we are just going to glue those together, and so then the paper clip will come off and on. So we're going to glue those like that. Then these are going to go on top. So this one's going to go here. And so we're going to need to put a brad right there. And I'm just looking to see if I have a pokey tool, and I do not. Okay. So we're going to put a brad right here. And I need something at least to poke it into. We have a piece of foam board here. This pen doesn't work anymore, so it's not going to leave a big ink spot. I'm going to come up just a little bit and just put a hole right in there. And then what I'm going to do before I put these two together is I'm going to put this one on top. And so that I can see exactly where it is, I'm going to come back over here so that my holes are in the same spot. It doesn't matter because one is going to be through these two pieces of paper and the other one will be through the other two pieces of paper. But for me, it's the way that they're going to look if you know, when you see them together. I'll kind of tell you what I'm talking about. So this one is going to be here. So when it's shut up like this, you're not going to, oh, and I did that wrong anyways. Okay, so that one's going to go like that. Then this one, let's just put these two together. Now, if you want to hook it right to the book, instead of doing the whole paper clip thing, you start with the first one, put a hole at that top, and just put a brad right there. Then the next brad goes here. Like that. And then this one. So this one is going to open up like this. And it's going to need to have a brad right there. So I don't now want to put that hole up there because I don't like that upside down. So I am just going to have to go like this and do it again. So that way, if we put the brad up here, we open that up, the brad is here, and then this one opens up. I put the hole here, which means I would have to put the other brad through there. That doesn't work. That's not the right spot. Now, I could put them all together, and then this one would open this way, and this one would open this way, which actually, that's kind of fun, too. And then you have the back section to write on. Let me see. You know what? I like that. Instead of it opening down long. So if we put the brad in the same spot, it will look like this. If we put the brad here and here, it will open up like that. And then it will open up like this. But then it's really long. You know, then you've got all of this length to it. I like it the other way, so my mistake just actually turned out perfect. That's going to go there, and I am going to put this one on there just like that. Let's take this off. And then we only have to use one brad instead of two. And that's the thing, sometimes mistakes are meant to happen, because I really do like the way that that opens up. Okay, so we're going to put this one here, just like that. We're going to attach that to the paper clip. So now it is going to open up like this, and like this. I like that. Or like this, and like this. That looks pretty cool. Okay, so now that we have that done, but I still want it on the paper clip because even opening up like that, you know, it's just like this big thing here. I want to be able to take it out. This is going to be right here, like that, but then we'll be able to open it up like this. And we can write on it. We could put, you know, pictures or whatever that we want. You know, I kind of make them to put pictures here if you want to. But that way you can write on it and everything while it's not still hooked to the book. All right, so we're going to attach this one here like that. And I actually am going to do it like that. So we're going to start right here. And then just, whoa. And because we're going up to about the point, I'm just going to kind of come on an angle here, an angle there, and then fill all of this in so that it's glued on there really nicely. And it goes here. Let me get those out of my way. And then you just want to make sure that you don't glue it together. So we'll let that sit for just a little bit, and then I'll put a piece of cardboard or something in there, or cardstock, to make sure that it's not stuck. So that goes right there. Okay. There we go. And see how that kind of is a little bit separated there? I don't know if you can see that or not. But to me, when you do the rounded, you're able to it kind of goes like that, and then it's very easy to put it off and on a page versus doing it very square to the, like leaving it very square at the bottom. Okay, so if I put that right there, that looks good. Okay, so now we have that piece made. So let's just cover this back portion and do something with that so that it's not just sitting there. Now, I thought about edging these, but I didn't bring out any inks, and so I don't have anything to edge it with. That's okay with me. Now, the question is, this is going to be here like this. What do I want to put on the back of this page? So I went to my green scrap box, and I looked, and I came out with a whole pile of scraps, but I have a bunch of scraps that are just not, they're either not long enough or they're not wide enough. So these ones did not fit. And these are the ones that fit. So this is what is going to be there. So we could take, I think this one didn't fit either, because that one had a big angle cut on it. And it kind of blended a little too much. It was just, that one didn't work anyways. I really kind of liked this one, and although we don't need the Christmas ornament, but we could have just even done it this way. But the green, I just didn't care for that green on there. It just did not impress me. Oh, and by the time that I cut this off, it wasn't quite wide enough unless we used the Christmas bubble, which I thought, and it would have been sideways. So that one was out. So then we have this one, which will work, because what I'm going to do is what I cut off of these, I thought that I would take these and I would put one here as a pocket, because right there's our fold, and then put the other one here because it's not quite long enough, but it would just give it a little added interest. So I figured I'm going to do that. Now this one, these just touch. So it does work. But, you know, those spots were okay. So that was number one that would work. And then we have this one, which this would be another one that would fit. And we could put this up here. That would be there, and that would be there, and this would be here, like that. And so I thought that that one looked all right also. So I think, I don't know, maybe it's too busy or something. I don't know. But then this one I thought might be the one I like the best, although those ones kind of like were pretty good. If I put that up there to where the white spot is, and then put this one here, and that one there, and then this one, because this one's got little lilies on it, or like water lilies is what I think those are. So that one would go there, and it's going to come over about this far. I kind of liked that. That green is a little bit brighter green, but to me, that's okay. The only thing I was kind of like, about is the fact that this paper has a fold right here. And the edge of our book page is over here. So that fold is going to be there. And we are going to see it because, you know, it's going to be there. But it's going to be glued down, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with the fact that that is there. So I wonder if it would look better with the darker green. I think I like this one better. I kind of liked this one. This is the one I kind of had planned on using, but then I used the other half of it to go there, and it's not long enough, so I would have a gap here. Plus the fact of I think maybe the one that matches this does look the best. So we are going to cut this to fit. Just going to cut off this extra white edge. I was happy with the fact that I found this with those little water lilies on there because I think that it's going to look nice. And yeah, that's got to be straight because that's the edge of the paper. So that's going to be on there like that. And we're going to cut it right at the fold. And I'll use a paper trimmer to make sure that it's straight. Whoops, I have to cut this off first. Well, maybe I could go this way. There's my mark right there. Nope, can't get that way either. Okay, we'll cut it off. So just line up that mark. And I am going to trim off the top with the trimmer because I've got a little bit of white there and my line wasn't quite straight. So that is going to fit right there. So that looks good, and I'm going to put a little bit of stick glue in the middle and wet glue around the outside edges, just to make sure that it doesn't lift up on the edges. And if the edges are completely stuck down, the stick glue will keep it from kind of bubbling in the center, and it's not going to go anywhere because the edges are glued down with wet glue. Yeah. It was way unstraight. Let's get the top. I'm gonna push right where that fold was first. There we go. There we go. And I like the way that that looks. So now we've got that, and we just need to do the other couple of pieces. This one's going to be a pocket. So we're just going to do the edges of this one. And we can come over a little bit here because that's where it's going to be covered up by this, so it's not going to be a pocket. So we've just got our pocket section there. Line it right up to the edge of this paper, like that. That edge, bottom, and that. Now, this can go on here just like this, but what I want to do is kind of make it look like it's mitered together. So I'm going to make a mark right there where that corner is. And then if I cut it down to there, that's not going to work, because if I do that, it's going to show up this yellow here. So it is going to just be straight. And this one is not a pocket or a tuck in, because we've already got the other flip that's going to be coming up against it. So we want it to be nice and flat on the paper. And we've got a pocket here, so we don't need this to be a pocket. And smooth that glue out towards the bottom outside of the page so that if it comes out, I can just wipe it off. And so that is our page for this week. I apologize for the phone in the background. So there we go. So that's our page for this week. So we do have a little glue over here. That's fine, because we'll be doing something with that page. So now we've got this to open this way. And we can take it off. I don't know how to make that stop. Okay, so there we go. So there's our page for this week. We've got a tuck here, so we can go ahead and make some kind of tags to put in there. And we have our space to write, which we can take that off, flip it over, and write on it. And we can put pictures on this part. So thank you very much for stopping by. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. And I hope that you all have an outstanding day. Bye-bye.